Welcome to my get ready with me for work. This morning I'm just gonna do this like simple, fun, peachy look that matches my shirt, and then I'm gonna head to work. Here is your tweet of the week. Okay, let's get started. The first thing I'm gonna use is my Glossier Super Bounce Serum. For my moisturizers, I'm gonna use my Glossier, what is this? My Glossier Priming Moisturizer in Rich, and then mix it together with the Ultra Repair Cream from First Aid Beauty. I legit have not filmed in forever. It's been like 3 weeks. I actually really like to film, obviously, like this is like a fucking hobby. Like nobody watches these videos, so I just make them for fun. But it's been insane. It was like Memorial Day and I didn't have time to film, and I don't like filming when like my boyfriend is home just because it's like awkward. But work has been crazy, and then I had quite a bit of time off from work. But then my dog actually had like a seizure, and it was like a whole fucking thing, and so I've been monitoring her like extra close, and so I just haven't had time to film or anything, and so I'm so glad I'm actually sitting down and doing it today. Next, I'm going to use my Supergoop glow screen. I've also gotten a ton of new makeup, so I might be using some of it, but I actually think I'm just going to make a separate video like trying all my new makeup. I've been out in the sun like a shit ton, and so there were some new like foundations and base products that usually are too dark for me that I decided to give a try this summer. Obviously, I like never actually tan that much, but like enough that these don't look like too dark on my skin, so I'm excited about all of those. Forgot to do my eye cream, so I'm just gonna do it now. I don't know why I get really weird about like the rotation of products, and so like if I normally do it at this step and I have to do it at a different step because I forgot, it like really throws me off. And I would like almost rather just not wear eye cream, but I'm just gonna do it. And then I'm gonna prime with my Plump Right Back from NYX as always. There's like no other primer that comes even remotely close to this one in my book. It's like the only primer that I'll use now. I'm going to use the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in Auburn to underline my brows. I just washed all of my brushes the other day, and I really just need to go and get some nice like blending brushes for my crease, because I feel like I have like a couple of like big fluffy ones for like my all over crease color, but I don't like have enough where I can like use a bunch of different colors without having to wash them all the time, and I fucking hate washing my brushes. And so I think I'm just gonna actually buy more finally. Next, I'm gonna go in with the NYX Thick It Stick It in, I believe, also Auburn. Yeah, also Auburn. Now that my brows are done, I'm going to go in with the L'Oreal True Match Nude Hyaluronic Tinted Serum in the shade Very Light Pale, which I believe this is their lightest shade. And I actually really like this stuff. It's new to me, obviously. I think I've tried it out like 2 times since I bought it, and I love it so far. And so I just take, the applicator is really shitty. If you can't tell, it's like, just goops up all around it, and like it doesn't actually really, I don't know. That's the only thing I fucking hate about it. But other than that, it's really great. And so I just take like a goop of it on the back of my hand, and then I'll just use like a dense foundation brush. I think the one that I'm using right now is the Instapop All Over brush from Real Techniques. And then I'll just push it into my hand and then onto my face, and it works really well for me. And so I'll like stipple it all over the back of my hand just to kind of evenly distribute it into the bristles. And then sometimes if I feel like the brush is like sucking up too much product, or I want a little bit more on there, I'll actually just take it on with my finger and kind of dab it in, and then I'll go in with my brush. Or a sponge, but I feel like I prefer a brush with foundations, and then I like to use a sponge with my concealer for whatever reason. I also don't mind this under my eyes, which is, I feel like, pretty rare. I usually am very picky about what goes underneath my eyes. And then to spot conceal, I'm going to go in with my Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Cloud. So I think I'm just going to take that on this little spot that I have right here, and then maybe just a hair under my eyes in these like very dark pockets. And then I'm going to powder with my Sephora Microsmooth. Next, I'm going to powder my T-zone with my Glossier Wowder in the shade Light Medium. I don't know if when they did their shade expansion, they added a lighter shade than this one. I don't normally love this one in the winter, but when it is, when I'm like a hair more tan, I do really like it. I actually thought that I kind of hated it, like the color, before I reused it like a couple weeks ago. But that's like, this is the only powder I've been wanting to use now that I've realized the color actually doesn't like darken my under eye or the center of my face at all. It doesn't like brighten it for me personally because it is like true to my skin tone. But I mean, especially in the summer, I'm usually doing more natural makeup anyways. And so I don't mind not having like a super bright like under eye or anything like that. And so I've been like loving this powder. And I've also always loved the formula. It was really just the color that I was unsure about. But after revisiting it, I am really enjoying it. And I think I'll probably try to continue using it all throughout the year and just see if it darkens my complexion too much. But I honestly don't know if it will. I might have just kind of overreacted one time where I felt like it darkened it and formed my opinion off of like one mediocre experience with it. But I'm kind of like disappointed that I did because I haven't been using this powder for a long time because of that, and I feel like I've been missing out. Next, I'm going to use my Fenty Beauty bronzer in the shade In the Sun, and this is the powder one. Previously, I was using a really dense brush to apply this, and I've recently switched to more of like a fluffy kind of angled brush, and I'm actually liking the way that it's looking a lot better. I don't hate it with the denser brush, but I don't find that applying it this way, and even when I use a swirling motion, disturbs my foundation or anything like that underneath it. But I've really been liking applying it this way instead of the way that I was doing it before this. So yeah. My forehead has so many freckles on it right now. We've been sitting at the pool like all the time, and now my body is like covered in freckles, like even my arms and stuff. All of them are really starting to come out. And for blush, I'm gonna go in with Milani Luminoso. I need to pick up a new one of these. I'm like so close to finishing this one. I love this blush, especially in the summer. I wasn't wearing it for a while because I was kind of on like a cream blush kick, but I'm back to powder products again just because I've been sweating and outside in the summer. And so I prefer powder products usually during the summer, but I definitely will need to get another one of these. I love, love, love this shade. As always, I'll go back in with my Sephora Micro Smooth powder just to clean up these areas that I want a little bit more brightened. And then I'll go back in with my big fluffy brush just to eliminate any harsh lines. For my highlighter, I'm going to use Essence's Pure Nude in the shade Be My Highlight. This pale gold is like a little, I don't want to say it's too dark for me. It's a little bit dark on like my brow bone, but it's not dark enough to where I won't use it. It just gives a really nice like natural highlight. I really enjoy it on my face, especially when I use Luminoso, because Luminoso kind of has that like peachy gold shift to it. And so I feel like this shade complements it so well, and it's not like aggressive or too blinding. I actually really love this highlight. For my eyes, I'm going to use my Too Faced Sweet Peach palette today. First, I'm going to use the shade Candied Peach, and I'm just going to go all over, I think all over my lid and into my crease and underneath my eye with that as well. I absolutely love the shimmer shades in this palette still, especially the ones just Peachy and Bellini. I feel like they are so beautiful. And I really like Luscious too. Oh my god, and I like Nectar. Okay, I like fucking basically all of them, so. I haven't had a new Too Faced palette in forever though. I kind of want to go on Sephora's website and see what they actually have been coming out with recently. I just haven't, they haven't really been on my radar for a while, even though the products that I do have from them, I do really enjoy. All right, and then just on my inner portion of my eye, I'm going to use the shade Just Peachy, which is that like peachy kind of golden shade. It's like so beautiful. Does that, it's like more, I guess it's more of a pink base, and then it has that kind of like peachy gold reflect. Oh, I love the shade. Every time I use this palette, I end up using it. Even though I'll like go in, I'll be like, okay, like I'm gonna use something different, and it never happens. On a bigger, fluffier brush, I'm gonna take the shade Georgia, and I'm just gonna use that like lighter pinky peach shade to just blow out the shade on my crease a little bit better. Next, I'm gonna take that like darker burnt, kind of like, I guess like reddish orange shade, and I'm just gonna make a little baby wing on the outside. It's gonna be super natural, but it'll just darken that up enough to make my lashes look like a little bit more full. And I'm gonna do that off camera because it's kind of difficult. Next, I'm gonna set my face with my Milani Make It Last setting spray. I'll then pounce that in with my Juno & Co sponge. Next, I'll curl my lashes and go with my NYX On The Rise mascara. Mine broke, and so I, like, the cap just came unglued or whatever, and so I've just been using it like this, which actually has been totally fine, but I definitely need to grab a new one. Every store I ever go to is always fucking out of this, but they always have the lash primer, of course, so that's great. I'm going to do some coats off camera as well. For my lips, I think I'm going to go in with the Physicians Formula Soaking Up the Sun. What even is this? All the packaging is rubbed off, but it's like their butter lip thingy or whatever. I don't know. I actually really like them. I have two different shades, but this is the one that I prefer over the other one that I have. And so what I like to do with these ones, since they are like, you can tell they're like so creamy and buttery. And so I actually just like to pat a little bit on and then pat it into my lips. It honestly feels like more of a lip balm than like a lipstick or anything like that, which I prefer. I actually think I'm gonna wear this shirt to work too. This is super cute with this look. And then for my final step, I'm gonna go in with my NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk, and I'll just underline my waterline, or line my waterline, duh. All right, we've come to the end of my Get Ready With Me for Work. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one. Bye.